I mean, I think looking at the second slide is really the way to start this conversation, because I don't think we realized how bad it was at the time. We realized it was bad, but we didn't realize how bad it is. Look, if you look at the slide, and there were, over the 4 years of the Florio administration, well, actually, it doesn't quite fit the Florio administration, but it's close. There was a 7.8% drop in employment. If you take the static 3 million employees in New Jersey, versus for the Grand Recession of 2008 and 9 is only 7.4. So the recession and I think Jim made this point, was the biggest for New Jersey ever. Much bigger, well, not much bigger, but bigger than even the 2008 and 2009. So, if you then take this back to you know, if you correct it for inflation and all the rest of it, this thing is absolutely huge, and really, I think, is a major factor in causing Florio to lose. Now, he exacerbated the problem, as we know, and handed us a bunch of things like the toilet paper tax and things like that, which were we were able to use. But basically, what it really what it did was give everybody in the state a reason to change, and that's, I think, probably the most important factor. Remember that not only was Christie the first lady, but she was the first person to beat an incumbent governor. And that could only happen if you had an economic environment like this. Again, I don't think we realized it at the time. I mean, we knew things were bad. It was clear, and it was clear to everybody in the state that it was bad. But I don't think, I've been just since looking at this chart, I've been trying to remember, and somebody else should answer it, maybe help me with this, did we realize how bad it was at the time? Does anybody remember?
Well, we knew it was bad enough to premise most of the campaign around doing something about it.
Yes.
Tax cuts and
still, I mean,
changing the business environment. I'm not sure it would have made a difference to know how bad it was. Well, knowing it was bad enough to focus the major part of the campaign. We had those booklets for every issue under the sun, which nobody ever looked at, but we had them. We had blueprints for everything. We had blueprints for everything, but I mean, the main thing was the economy. And again, this is looking at it from hindsight, it was much worse than we knew it was, but I'm not sure that would have changed anything that we were proposing.
Can I say something? I was in the legislature at that time, and I totally was on staff, and I think the legislature, the Republican-controlled legislature, an anomaly, was very focused on economic recovery. Many committees, whatever they were related to, appropriations, energy, anything, would somehow have a meeting on economic recovery and try to get some legislation, whether it was recognizing S corporations, I think, and LLCs, anything at all that could remotely help in bringing down the unemployment rate. So I think the legislature at that time, this is 91, 92, was focused on that. It was out there.
There was, I think, Florio, Governor Florio actually exacerbated all of this. He did exactly the wrong thing from an economic point of view, and those of us who think maybe the current Fed has done too much, he said, well, we're going to increase taxes on everything. We're going to cut spending. We're going to do all of these things, all of which made this worse. And I don't know, Jim, if you have any thoughts on this one. And I'm not trying to make a political discussion, but it does seem to me that part of this, because as Christy reminded me on the way down, New Jersey usually leads the region out of a recession. And in 1991 and 1992, we were behind New York and New Jersey coming out of the out of this this time. And so what's the difference? Why would we normally lead people out of the recession and be behind in this case? And you have to say that at least part of it, that would be public policy. That in fact, the things that the Florio administration was doing was actually hurting the economy as opposed to allowing it to recover the way it normally would.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, because the increase in the state income tax rate from 3.5% to 7% in the midst of a recession is exactly the wrong type of policy action. But there's also a parallel to 2002, 2003, when we instituted the half-millionaires tax, and you can see by the size of the blue bars its impact, partial impact on the economy. There were other factors in there, but both of those were signals, I think, to corporate America that New Jersey was not friendly to business for the most part, and that we're still bearing the burdens of those decisions.